Hello you guys, and welcome back to my channel, or if you are stumbling along my channel for the first time, welcome in. My name is Kayla. I am a wife to the most wonderful husband, the mom to the sweetest almost 3-year-old little boy, and we absolutely love all things Disney and travel. I share faith, family, and travel content here on my channel and would love for you to subscribe and become a member of our amazing community here. So if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell so you know when I post additional videos, and be sure to give this a thumbs up while you're watching. It really does help support my channel. But without further ado, let's get into this monthly coffee chat. All right, you guys, so here on YouTube and over on Instagram, if you're not following me over on Instagram, I'll have my handle linked below. I asked you guys what questions you had because I would really love to start doing a monthly coffee chat. There is nothing that I love more than being able to interact with you guys and build a community here. So over on Instagram, and like I said here, I asked you to reach out, ask me some questions. They could be Disney, they could be family, they could be faith, anything and everything, travel in general. So you guys came through, so thank you so much. I just get so much joy out of filming these videos, interacting with you guys, answering your questions. And so yeah, enough babbling. Let's get into your questions for the month of November. So let's start with the YouTube questions. Where are your favorite quiet places to sit and take a breather, inside or outside in each Disney park? This is such a great question, you guys, because we really have a relaxed approach to our trips to Walt Disney World. We have learned from our mistakes, and maybe I can do a video about the mistakes that we made on our first Walt Disney World trip with our son. But we've learned from our mistakes, we've really slowed down, and we have really learned, and I say we, I have really learned the joy that comes from just being in Walt Disney World. There is just something so special about being in Walt Disney World and just taking it all in. So I love this question. So my favorite place in Magic Kingdom to really slow down and take a breather is the little alcove that's located, if you're looking at the castle, you're walking down Main Street towards the castle, it's located on the right. I love to grab a Joffrey's coffee or a Starbucks and really just sit in that alcove. It's quiet, it's peaceful. You can still hear the hustle and bustle of Main Street, maybe see a parade or two go by, but you can really just feel like you've carved out your own little private area in Magic Kingdom and on Main Street. And if it's quiet enough and if you listen, they have, you can hear things going on in the shops above, which is just so special. I also love that you can get your silhouettes done there. So growing up, my parents every year would do a silhouette of me in Disney, and now I get to carry that tradition on with my son, and that's located right there in that area as well. So that's my favorite Magic Kingdom quiet area. My favorite quiet area in Epcot is actually located in the Canada Pavilion. So if you walk all the way to the back of the Canada Pavilion, there is this beautiful, and if I can find a picture of it, I will pop it on the screen. But there's this beautiful waterfall, and I absolutely love going back there. It kind of has this white noise that just drowns out everything. There isn't necessarily like designated seating, like a bench or anything. I wish they would install one, but you can kind of grab a seat on the ground and just kind of take in the peace there. And it's great for napping little ones because that white noise really drowns out a lot of the sound. My favorite place to take a break in Hollywood Studios is probably, if you walk all the way to the back of Sunset Boulevard where Tower of Terror is, there's a lot of wrought iron benches back there, and I love being able to sit and just take in the ambiance back there. You're kind of tucked away from the hustle and bustle, but you're still a part of the magic, and it's just kind of a nice little quiet corner over in Hollywood Studios. And then last but certainly not least, you guys, we fell in love with Animal Kingdom on our last trip. I can honestly say, and it's my fault, that I never took the time to truly appreciate Animal Kingdom. And we made it a point not to prioritize any rides, not to prioritize any shows. We truly just wanted to walk around, experience the animals, experience the trails, and it was such a blessing, you guys. It's probably my favorite day from our last trip to Walt Disney World. And that brings me to my answer, which is I adore the quiet walking path around the Tree of Life. You guys, not many people go back there. They're rushing off to Expedition Everest. They're trying to get into Festival of the Lion King. They're trying to ride a Flight of Passage, and they completely skip over this gorgeous walking trail that truly allows you to appreciate the Tree of Life and all of the ornate carvings, and you can point them out with your kiddos. Again, there's rarely anybody back there. It is so peaceful, so quiet. There's lots of water features, so it's tranquil. But yes, if you can't tell, that is my favorite little quiet corner of Animal Kingdom. So thank you so much. I absolutely love that question because it just really fits in with our Disney travel style. The next question is, what is your favorite resort that you've stayed at so far? Oh my goodness. That's such a hard one because I truly have enjoyed every resort we've stayed at for different reasons. But I'm human, right? And as humans, we tend to fall in love with places that just really, I don't know, they just do something, right? So I have to say that my favorite resort that I've stayed at so far is Disney's Riviera Resort. You guys, it is just truly special. It really is. And it's not even because it's the newest or oftentimes the most expensive, because it is. Let's just be honest. We're honest here on the channel. But it's really because it fits with our Disney travel style. It's a small resort, which we tend to prefer small resorts. I love the quick service food. I love Italian food. And so it just really fits with the food that I enjoy eating. The Bar Riva is incredible out there by the pool. The two different pools, the splash pad, our son just could not get enough of the splash pad. Of course, the Skyliner access. We have decided that we are Skyliner people. We love the Skyliner. In fact, I was taking my son to school yesterday and he was like, I want to ride the Skyliner. And I was like, me too, buddy, me too. And so it just has this tranquil, peaceful atmosphere there. And I really do, when we stay other places, because I do want to check out every single resort on property, I do find myself saying, oh, I missed this about the Riviera, or I wish it had that like the Riviera does. Did I mention the cinnamon cold brew? You guys, like, it is worth going out of your way for. So I would have to say that that is my favorite resort so far. But I will say a resort that will always hold a special place in my heart and I think is so underrated is Disney's Port Orleans Resort French Quarter. And I will leave all of the vlogs from our French Quarter stays because we've stayed there several times since I've started my channel. It will always hold a special place in my heart and I will always look forward to staying there as well. So great question. The last question here on YouTube, and then we'll pop over to Instagram, is have you ever stayed off site or thought about doing so? Yes, I have stayed off site, not as an adult. So growing up with my family, we would stay off property, you know, a handful of times growing up. It just depended if my dad had a conference or whatever was going on. Sometimes we would stay off property. But as an adult, taking my own family to Walt Disney World, we have always chosen to stay on property. And I think that my answer to this question is going to be so long that you've actually given me an idea for a video. I think I'm going to do a long-winded answer of the pros and cons of staying on and off property, because I think that there's so much to consider. But to answer your question in a short amount of time, the answer is yes, I would consider staying off property if it fit within our travel plans in terms of what all we wanted to do on that trip, and if it financially made sense. So I often get this question from clients because of budget concerns, and I do understand how expensive it is to stay on property. And once you add up all of the stuff that you're not getting when you stay off property, it really does kind of turn into 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. And sometimes it's almost an apple versus oranges comparison, just because staying in the magic is just so special. But again, I don't want to go into this long-winded answer because I really want to film a video about this because I think it's such an important topic. So first, thank you for the question. Thank you for the video idea. And yes, I would consider staying off property if it made sense for our trip plans and if it made sense financially. All right, let's move over to your questions on Instagram. As your son has gotten older, how have your trips changed? And I love this question. In fact, I could probably do a whole video just on this question alone. But to give you a short answer, here are just a few things off the top of my head that I can think of that have changed. We have really started to prioritize getting our son out of the stroller more. So, it can be really hard when you're going from ride to ride, when you're waiting for parades or fireworks, to have your little one spend a lot of time in the stroller because it's just the most convenient, right? But we really found that as our son has gotten older, it's important for him physically, mentally, to get out of that stroller, get those wiggles out. And so we've really looked for playgrounds within the parks. We've really given him an opportunity to get out of the stroller, hold our hand, and walk with us. For example, in Epcot, we will park our stroller at the front of a pavilion, at the front of a country, and we will let him explore that country with us. So really prioritizing that time outside of the stroller has been important as he's gotten older. I will also say that actually on this last trip, we tried to schedule in and go back to the resort for a nap, and he wasn't having it. He just would not settle down. And so we made the decision that just have quiet time at the resort versus trying to force a nap. Now, he still naps at school, but for some reason at home and on this trip, he's just gotten into this phase where he's really fighting it. So we've been prioritizing quiet time. And so that just looked like coming back to the resort, letting him maybe watch a little bit of TV, maybe just reading a book quietly, just chilling, getting a bite to eat, and decompressing. And so that's been really helpful. And the third thing that I can think of off of the top of my head is that we've started to give him choices of what he wants to do on our trip. And that's actually been the most fun. So obviously we'll give him two choices. So do you want to ride the Skyliner, or do you want to go to the playground? Do you want to go see the gorillas, or do you want to go see the tigers? Do you want to ride Dumbo, or do you want to ride the People Mover? And so when we give him those choices, the key is to be okay with either one that he picks. So make sure that you're comfortable if he says yes to either of the two choices, or she, your little one, says yes to either of the two choices. And the other thing, it's just really made a difference in his personality. Having that choice of, oh, I get to choose what we do. And it's made waiting in lines, if there's a little bit of a wait, easier. It's made just our day go a little bit smoother. And I really feel like he's truly enjoying it because we are giving him kind of a little bit of autonomy and control over his day. And in a way, we're still in control of it because I want to either ride Dumbo or People Mover. I don't care which one. But we're giving him that choice, and it just has made a world of difference. So those are the three things: just really prioritizing time outside of the stroller, letting him get those wiggles out, coming back to our resort for quiet time versus nap time, and really letting him have a choice in our daily itinerary. So the next question is your favorite underrated things to do in Walt Disney World. Again, this could be a whole separate video. You guys are just sparking my creativity. But I would have to say, on this last trip, the thing that really stuck out to me is the simple things, the underrated simple things, like riding the Skyliner, enjoying the pool and splash pad at your resort, enjoying Disney Springs. You guys, we had the best time. We stayed at Saratoga Springs, so we could literally walk over to Disney Springs. It opened up a million different, what felt like a million different restaurant options for us, and shopping, dining, the entertainment. And so one of the underrated things that we love doing is letting our son get tokens to ride the carousel and the train. And so Disney Springs to me is underrated. I think you should 100% make it a part of your trip. It's just really, really special. So Disney Springs is definitely underrated. Ride the Skyliner just for fun. Go check out a different resort that you haven't stayed at. Grab a cinnamon cold brew at the Riviera and just walk around and enjoy that beautiful resort. Walk around the boardwalk and take in all of the evening entertainment that's there out on the boardwalk. It's so neat. Rent a Surrey bike. Oh my goodness, I can't tell you how fun it is when we've stayed at French Quarter or Riverside to see people walking or riding around on those Surrey bikes. You can rent them at the boardwalk area as well as Saratoga Springs. I'll tell you another underrated thing that we haven't done yet, but it is on my underrated bucket list, is going out to the Tri-Circle D Ranch and seeing the beautiful Disney horses. I cannot wait to take our son to experience that. So I hope that answers your question. I hope I didn't move too quickly through it, but those are definitely some fun, underrated things. And then last, but certainly not least, since taking the time, I love this question, since taking the time to focus on your mental health, how has your mindset towards Disney trips changed? First of all, thank you so much for asking. Thank you so much for inquiring about mental health. It really is such an important part of my life, and I'm getting more and more comfortable sharing it. But my biggest mindset shift has been in the way that I am choosing to film while we are there. So if you'll notice, I'm not sure how many trip vlogs from our last trip have gone up since we've been there, but they are shorter than my previous trip vlogs. So rather than 20 to 30 minutes, they're more like 10 to 15 minutes. And it's really because I am trying to find a balance between my love of filming and vlogging our trips and my love of being truly present with my son and my husband in Walt Disney World. And so since focusing on my mental health, I think that finding that balance has really been the shift of mindset for me. I am trying to take the pressure off of myself to film every single moment. and really giving myself the permission to just truly be present and treat this as a vacation, because these are our family vacations, in addition to it being a part of something that I love creatively. So just really trying to find that balance has been my shift of mindset since focusing on my mental health. But thank you so much for asking that question. All right, guys, I really think that rounds out all of the questions. If for some reason I missed your question, please feel free to leave it in the comments below. Or if you've thought of a question while I was talking, please feel free to comment below as well. I love interacting with you guys here on YouTube. Don't forget to head over to Instagram and follow me over there. I update my stories almost daily, so I would love to chat with you over on Instagram as well. If you haven't already, please be sure to subscribe. I would love to have you as a member of our amazing community here. Be sure to ring that notification bell so you know when additional videos like this go live. Again, I am planning on doing this monthly, so this is my November coffee chat, so stay tuned for my December one, and be sure to give this video a thumbs up before you click away. It really does help support my channel. I'll see you in my next one. Bye!